people person, and there are many players online that play the game very well that can't translate
Pass.
to the live game.
I call.
Call. Pass. Call. Call.
This is the
Call.
first aggressive action
raise.
by Cara Scott. It's only a call from the button.
I'm sorry.
No raise.
Oh, was I bluffing? Be interesting if I stay in now.
No. Right, no.
If an ace, no, it has. Oh my!
Oh, well, McNally's hit the nuts.
Check.
Very hard for them to improve to anything else.
There's no way he's
Yeah,
staying in after
check.
he threw them away
Backdoor
already.
spades for Harrington, but I don't think he'll get that far.
Um,
So what does McNally do now?
Is it on me?
right, no, over there.
What should I... Do you put in a small bet in here, or do you check it? I think
I think you have to check, don't you? I mean,
it's such a great hand. You
Yeah.
shouldn't really be putting too much in. It's just...
50.
Okay, well,
50.
I mean, he will be unlucky not to get
Pass.
called.
Goldstein's got the jack, of course.
Oh wow!
He's got the up and down straight draw.
That wasn't full.
If the
Yeah.
9
Oh, sorry.
comes...
You raise me a tenner.
The 9 comes,
You
it
want?
could be some fireworks, obviously.
Yeah, Goldstein's drawing dead for the win here. He's only got a split on the
He's
ace.
praying for a 9. Oh dear.
Check.
100.
100.
As it turns out, if McAnally
good,
had
thank you.
checked the flop, Cara Scott would have had the same
I
hand.
had
He's-
it anyway, mate.
Pass.
I'll
Yeah,
show
he
you.
did.
Oh, cool.
I had it long before. When you miss with a big
You're
He's
right.
played it
I
well,
should've-
hasn't he?
Should have learned. It's your fault. Touched me under the table to go in.
And you'd thrown them in once. Yeah, I thought I'd be really... I'm not going to show you ever again. I wanted you. Well, I don't, but... Flop was not. It's beautiful.
Very nice.
Yeah, it scared me, so I chucked in the jack, which gave me open ender.
Should have went.
Well, if the ace come out last, we would have split it, yeah.
I'd have split it happily with you.
No, you wouldn't. Big smile on your face, yeah?
Well, he's picking up some decent hands, Alan McNally.
I call.
Call.
He's in very
Call.
good spirits. Everybody has been.
At this end of the table. The other end,
I
exactly
feel like
just playing
similar
out
to
of
the darts players,
Pass.
Steve. I
Yeah,
mean,
just waking up. Maybe.
since these guys kind of know each
I
other
think
pretty
this is
well,
gonna be the
it
big
feels
one
like a
time.
kitchen table
Really?
game, which is
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. You
Spidey
know?
senses.
But still competitive.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
and Roger's
But
just going to enjoy it.
kitchen table games are the most competitive.
And that was the great thing about the darts heat. It looked all fun and games, but they were trying to knock each other out.
Well, as
Big
you
time.
said, it's a year's worth of bragging rights here, at least, and money.
Well, Agnieszka Rilic's hit top 2 pair, and there's enough around the table for other people to
50.
get interested, especially Chris Kamara with an up and down straight draw. Kamara might be able to get away from bottom pair. I think she will do.
I kind of like that Agnieszka's betted out here. I mean, I know
You know
she
that
could have tried
anything.
for a check raise, but
No, good play.
You can't have another 2 queens, no chance.
Perhaps a little bit more than 50 would have been just a fraction more, but never mind.
I mean, if she, if somebody else has a queen here, or a lot of draws out there, she's going to get this pot big. Was where she wants it.
Chris Kamara's, I doubt very much if he'll pass here. I think he's got
money can stay down this
he
end.
must be looking at the
Yeah,
pot odds and
I'm
thinking
rooting
it's
for
not
you
too
now.
terrible.
I'll call. Oh.
Call.
I mean, if you play the
That's right.
7-9 suited, you got to be willing to peel off flops like this, don't you?
Well, Cara Scott called from the big blind with a speculative hand because she was probably on the button. And then quite rightly threw those away.
If
Could only
Kamara
get herself
hits,
into trouble.
Hmm.
Or probably Cara Scott's now thinking that she should have stayed in, but it would have been wrong. She's done a very good move there by folding that bottom pair.
how much?
Determined to get the 18 kitchen roll.
100.
Perfect.
Just enough to make it the wrong decision for
Cammy desperate to
Chris
get a win
Kamara.
for Team B.
not getting the right odds to
Team B.
draw
You
to
know.
this 5 or 10.
Pass.
Ugly team.
That's what he reckoned as well, Steve. And
Yeah.
if she's not going to show this time, Agnes.
That means
And
absolutely
I
that
think she's
first
got the most cash on the table right now.
Who's bothering the thought about I really did. But
We
you get
saw
this
in
funny
the
look in your face when you get 2 aces.
That's just Al's ball.
football fans heat many players raising
See
a
you later,
minimum
John,
amount.
Yeah. 2
The
points.
disadvantage is you can't scare people off the hand.
Oh,
But
cool.
the advantage is
Cool.
if you've made a mistake, it's very easy to get away from.
Pass.
Yeah, it's a question of.
I feel I'm
Oh
opposite you
wow.
there.
Call.
I'll raise it 30. So 50.
The only
Raise
problem
it
for
to
Alan
50 total,
McNally is
pass.
that
Pass.
he's had so many great hands. It's going to be hard for him to continue to get them
rise
the
again.
whole
Re-raise.
game. And here's a
100 and something.
This is
this is a
amazing.
bit of a line-up now.
So it's
Everybody's got a bit of
200
interest here.
Well,
Will Goldstein get busy as well?
I mean, he may have limped here with the idea of re-raising, but it's been a raise and a re-raise to him. I mean, how does Ace-Queen look to you?
Well, it doesn't look good from where we sit. Whether it looks good from Andy Goldstein's situation,
Pass.
great fold.
Call.
And Alan McNally not getting so busy with the ace-king. Now it's an interesting situation. This is the first hand that Rod's been involved in.
McNally's called in a spot here where some people would have re-raised, but I think he
Big gun.
respects Rod. I mean, and he's right to here.
Or Rod Harrington won't like the king or the queen.
Check.
50.
50.
And it's all going Alan McNally's way at the moment.
Cool.
Call.
It wasn't a big enough bet for Rod really to do anything but say, let's see what happens on
No.
the turn. You can't blame him, can
Well,
you?
yeah, he's going to get milked a bit, which is... you don't really want to get milked, but of course you never know. A 9 or an ace, it's not
Okay.
so much the milking then, is it?
Another 50.
50.
It's not big enough.
I think that bet may be a little on the small side, Steve. What do you think?
Very, very small. He's not protecting his hand at all here.
But, it's worked out well.
It's got to be a big bet to get him off this.
200.
Oh my!
Well,
Wow.
Well, you've got to admire the chart. He's taken a punt on this. You've got to admire this from Rod Harrington.
Heart.
He's got to think, possibly, he's beaten it.
I need to see it.
He needs to see it. That's the worst. It's the worst thing you've ever said. You don't want to hear those words. I need to see it.
Had to see that partner.
Yeah.
I was scared in case you drew that heart, but
Well, that's what I was hoping you was thinking.
I know, yeah. No.
Then the inquest, which you would expect of the presenters
I
here.
was thinking of an all-in, but I thought going out early bath is...
Okay, hold.
I like the play by both players, Steve.
20 down, like that.
How you feel?
Yeah.
Shows a lot of these guys are really thinking poker these days, which is.
Don't worry.
Give everyone.
So I really need to
I
give
mean, obviously they're all clever people.
Yeah,
They're all very
yeah,
successful in their field, so it shouldn't be surprising.
We've got to retake that one.
McAnally there, everything just smooth for him.
I'm moving the king.
Because obviously my good pal Chris Kamara's here and working on Soccer Saturday together, just gives us a bit of extra kudos against each other. Because Chris won it a couple of years ago and then obviously I got it last year, and then I'll just be happy if maybe him and I can get to the final. I suppose I'll certainly finish ahead of him. Be really good. But yeah, it's really good fun as well. You know, you got to enjoy it. Although
When you went 50, I nearly stacked it.
first when I went bigger, you wouldn't have went well.
No, I wouldn't have done.
You know what I mean? But I already did that earlier on. And
Well, I thought,
although when you pulled the other queen, I thought even if you had 2 queens, I'm still beating you.
Who's interviewing here right now, Steve?
It's difficult to know. It's just great hearing everybody's take on the same
Call.
hand,
Pass.
isn't it? What is fascinating is it always seems to be one player getting good cards, another player struggling. Rod Harrington's down to 500, half his original stack. Agnieszka's got a pretty looking hand there, 10 jack, but Kamara's the one, obviously.
I'll raise it 20.
Just a
Raise to
small
40
raise.
total.
I'll tell you what, that's
It's asking for trouble, but fair enough.
yeah.
Once again, we see players getting to the habit of copying their opponent's raise sizes.
Pass.
Well, he's not getting involved here with what she could have been forgiven for calling that raise. It's a type of hand that could break aces very easily.
Yeah, Steve, I have the feeling she might have thought more about the fact that she got raised and actually looked at how much it was. As it turns out, it would have been a near disaster for her top pair, and Andy Goldstein's much the same problem.
Yeah,
100.
stayed out
100.
of trouble, that's for certain. But Kamara's got a monster here.
When do you call top pair drawing nearly dead?